Today we are in Cochrane, Alberta, Canada, and I've set up my mat on this floating platform, which feels a little unstable as I move on it, but also fitting as the theme for this practice is stability. We're going to move our way into Trikonasana or triangle pose. The triangle is considered the strongest and most stable shape. May this practice cultivate moments of both stability and connection in our body and in our mind. I invite you to join me at the top of your mat, standing with feet hip distance apart, placing your hands on your heart or resting them at your sides as we come into these present moments. You may want to close your eyes here as you begin drawing your attention to your breathing. See if you can start to create even inhales and exhales out of the nose if that's comfortable in your body today. Relax your forehead and jaw. Relax shoulders away from ears. We're going to add some gentle movements in just a moment. On your next inhale, reach your arms up and interlace fingers, palms facing up. Looking up and then bringing your head to neutral. Lengthen through the crown of the head, draw in the belly, engaging the abs for more stability. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, reaching up, interlacing fingers, palms face up. Exhale, gently twist to the right. Keep hips facing forward, twisting from the middle. Exhale and release. Inhale, reach up, interlacing fingers. Exhale to gently twist to the left. Hips stay neutral while moving from the middle part of the body. Exhale and release back to center. Inhale, reach just the right arm up. Exhale, side bend to the left, drawing your left shoulder away from your ear, looking down to the mat or up towards your elbow. Breathe and exhale to release the arm. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Side bend right, dropping the right shoulder away from the ear. Breathe into the left side, looking down or up. Exhale to come back to center. And we'll find our way once again to the top of the mat. Pull in the belly nice and strong here as we begin to gently circle the arms, slightly crisscrossing them in front of our body. Hips and pelvis are neutral. Engage the muscles in the legs without locking out the knees. Feeling strong and stable here. This is a great exercise to help release the tension around the neck and top of shoulders. Inhale, reach both arms up, widen across the collarbone, bend your arms and exhale to release. We're going to do this one more time. Breathe as you gently begin circling the arms, pulling in the belly, ground down through the feet as you lengthen out the crown of your head. If you want to feel more intensity, circle the arms a bit faster. Inhale, reach both arms up, bend your arms as you exhale and release. Once again, coming to the front of our mat. We're going to inhale both arms up. Exhale, hinging from the hips into Uttanasana, forward fold. Knees can be bent here to protect the low back. Keeping the spine long, draw the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up if it's okay on your neck, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Exhale all the way down through chaturanga. Knees can be on the mat here. Inhale for little cobra. Keep all 10 toes on the mat. Exhale, come down, pressing up to hands and knees. Then bring your hips back to your heels for child's pose. You may want to widen your legs a little bit here to create more space. or even place a blanket in between your legs for more support. I like to stack my fists and rest my forehead on my hands. You can also keep your arms extended out in front of you or at your side. Take a moment here to reconnect with your breath, even inhales and exhales. Let's all extend out our arms in front. Inhale as you press yourself up to hands and knees, slightly shifting forward, lowering to the mat as you hug elbows into ribs. Inhale, little cobra, or perhaps a higher cobra this time, or even up dog, thighs and knees off the mat. Breathe and exhale back into child's pose, bringing hips to heels. Inhale, coming to hands and knees, widen across the collarbone as you look up. Exhale, round the upper back and bring hips to heels. A gentle flow. Inhale to hands and knees, lift the tailbone, arch the upper back. Exhale, round the upper back, hips to heels. Inhale, chest forward, lift chin and tailbone. As you exhale, round your back, chin toward chest, press away from the floor. One more time. Inhale, heart forward, lift chin and tailbone. Exhale, chin to chest, and rest in child's pose for a moment. Extend the arms out in front of you, tuck the toes, and press the hips up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Keep the knees bent here, maybe warm up by bicycling the legs. Arms are shoulders distance apart and feet hip width. Press into the base of the fingers. Look at your feet to ensure the heels are behind middle toes. Step your feet as wide as the mat now and grab onto the sides of the mat with your hands. Wide-legged downward dog. A great stretch to lengthen the spine and feel stability. Come back to regular downward facing dog. Lift your hips, look forward, and lightly step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms, and exhale, hands to heart. Coming back into Tadasana at the front of our mat. We're going to warm up the body now with some sun salutations. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back into plank, lower through chaturanga, hug elbows to ribs. Inhale, upward dog or stick with cobra. And exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Look forward, gently step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank, lowering yourself through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, thighs and knees off the mat, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Breathe here, reconnect with your breath. Once again, we'll step our feet as wide as the mat and grab onto the sides of the mat with your hands, wide-legged downward dog. Breathe. Keep your feet wide and walk your hands back, bringing hands to your heart as you drop your tailbone down. Make sure your knees point the same direction as your toes. Widen across the collarbone, lift the chest. This is Malasana, another great pose to elongate the spine. Now walk yourself back out into downward facing dog, taking a round of breath here. Look forward, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's turn to face the long side of our mats now for a wide-legged forward fold. Step your feet wide, placing hands on your hips. Inhale as you look up to lengthen. Exhale as you hinge from the hips, bringing hands to the mat. You may want to widen your stance a little bit here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to fold, bringing the crown of the head toward the mat. Don't worry if it doesn't touch. Keep the elbows bent, chaturanga arms here. Breathe, finding more and more length. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, placing hands on hips, come up and rest. Keeping this wide stance, point your right toes to the front of the mat, lining up the front heel with the back arch. Inhale, extend the arms out at shoulder height. Exhale, bend the right knee, stacking it over your right ankle. Press the weight into the front heel and outer edge of the back foot. Warrior two, feeling strong and stable. Inhale, drop the left arm down and look up for peaceful warrior. Inhale as you straighten the right leg, bringing arms to shoulder height, and reach toward the front of your mat as you bring your left hip toward the back of the mat. Stay here or place your right hand above or below your knee, left arm reaching up. Bend the knee to come back up to warrior two, and then back into a nice wide-legged stance, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Point your left toes to the front of the mat, lining up the front heel with the back arch. Inhale, extend the arms at shoulder height. Exhale, bend the left knee, stacking it over your left ankle. Press the weight into the front heel and outer edge of the back foot. Breathe. Inhale, drop the right arm down and look up for peaceful warrior. Inhale again as you straighten the left leg. Bringing arms to shoulder height, gently send your right hip back, lengthening through the spine. Stay here or bring your left hand above or below your knee, right arm reaching up. Breathe. Bend the knee to come back to warrior two, turning to the long side of our mat in a nice wide-legged stance, and then you can step or hop your feet together, and we'll come back to the front of our mat in Tadasana pose. Take a moment here to check in. How are you feeling? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Nice work. Bring your forearms onto the mat for Sphinx pose. Draw in the belly to protect the low back. Stay resting with your head on the mat if this stretch is too intense. Widen across the collarbones. And let's all rest for a moment. Breathe. This is a heart-opening pose, and you may feel that right now. Once again, bringing our forearms onto the mat. Gently draw the shoulder blades down as you widen across the collarbone. Inhale to look over your right shoulder. Exhale. Inhale to look over your left shoulder. Exhale and lower down to rest. Now bringing just your right forearm parallel to the front of the mat, come up for a gentle twist, or maybe reach back and grab your left foot with your left hand. Breathe here, feeling a nice stretch. Release and rest. Bringing your left forearm parallel to the front of the mat, gentle twist on the other side, or grab your right foot with your right hand. Draw in through the belly, widen across the collarbones, front hips drawing down. And release and rest. Gently press yourself up onto hands and knees and bring your hips toward your heels for child's pose. Reconnecting with your breath as we begin to cool down. See if you can continue finding even inhales and exhales. As you're ready, gently make your way to a seated position. with legs extended out in front of you if that's comfortable in your body today. Sitting up on a blanket can also be nice for the low back. And please bend the knees as much as needed. Inhale as you reach your arms up, hinging from the hips as you exhale forward. Hands can be on your legs or at your feet. Think of looking forward rather than down at your mat to keep the length in the spine. Neck long, drawing shoulders away from ears. Inhale to come up. Bending the right knee, right arm behind you, fingertips on the mat. Inhale and reach the left arm up, bringing left elbow to right knee. Gently twisting from the waist and middle part of the body. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, gently twist. Coming back to center, extending the right leg and bending the left knee. Left arm up. Inhale and reach the right arm up, bringing your right elbow to left knee. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, gently twist. Coming back to center. Lower yourself slowly down onto your back and give yourself a big hug for all the great work so far. Maybe rock a little side to side to massage the low back. Placing your feet on the mat, hip width apart. Bring your right ankle to meet your left knee, feeling a gentle stretch in the right hip. Stay here or reach for the back of your leg and draw the leg into the chest. It doesn't matter how deep you get into the stretch. Once you feel a stretch, breathe into that space and only go deeper if it feels good in your body today. Bringing the right foot onto the mat, bring your left ankle to meet your right knee. Feeling a nice stretch here, or reach for the back of the right leg and draw the leg in toward the chest for a deeper stretch. Draw in the belly, release the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe here. Releasing the legs. You may stay here with feet on the mat for our final resting pose, or join me in extending your legs out for Savasana. Come to natural breathing. Allow your feet to flop open, lengthen sitting bones to backs of knees, arms by your sides, palms facing up. And then just relax everything. Melt into the earth. Our quote for today comes from one of my favorite people, Henry Nouwen. He writes, "To listen is very hard because it asks of us so much interior stability that we no longer need to prove ourselves by speeches, arguments, statements, or declarations. True listeners no longer have an inner need to make their presence known. They are free to receive, to welcome, to accept." As we practice interior stability, spending some time in silence now, listening to ourselves, may you feel safe and free to receive, welcome, and accept these few moments of calm and self-compassion. Rest, and I'll be back shortly. I invite you to come out of the silence. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, a big stretch overhead. And when you're ready, roll to your right side. Take in one more big breath. Thank yourself for showing up today. And use your left arm to gently come up and find a seated position. bringing our hands to our heart as we seal in all this good work. Thank you for being with me today. Many blessings as you carry this light and love that we've created together off your mat and into your everyday life and interactions. See you soon, friends. So much love.